Before I even start tonight's episode, I must give a quick moment of silence to all the brothers out there because I feel for you guys. I'm like you guys right now. I'm out here alone, most likely with their mamas who refuse to touch their hair. Don't got no aunt, don't got no uncle, don't got no cousins, no homies, and what's worst of all, don't got no quarantine bays. Mm, that's the worst of it. We have to suffer while all our barbers are locked up behind closed doors, and we walking around the house looking like crackheads and buckwheats from Little Rascals. Welcome back at it again, you guys. Episode 2. Welcome back to Late Night Excursions with me, your homie, your boy, Irami, and as always, welcome back to the studios. Clap it up. Clap it up. Because it's you who listened to the last episode and said, hey, he's not that bad. And now you're here. You're stuck with me. Let's get it. Ever since I uploaded the very first episode of the series, I was all like, well, I got 2 views, 1 comment. And you know what? To be honest with you, if I had that mentality that I had a couple years ago, like, 2 views, I'm done with YouTube forever. But you know what? I look at that as hope. I'm looking at it as hope. I had 2 views. I had 1 comment, and I forgot the commenter's name. So this is kind of like a shout out, but not a shout out, because But the person who's hearing this and he knows who I'm talking to. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that comment. It means a lot. Because, I'm doing what I can. I'm out here speaking to the people with a microphone, a computer, stuck at the house with hair looking like Afro Samurai. So, I'm doing what I can. And speaking of this whole entire situation with the lockdown, it's been, I would say, don't quote me on this, but I believe this is officially the first month of being in quarantine. And this is April I'm just checking my phone right now. Oh golly, drop my phone. Okay, April the 17th. So, yeah, we've been in this quarantine almost a full month. And Greg Abbott, I'm a Texas boy, so my governor have said that, at least for the schools, we're out for the rest of the semester. So meaning 2 months for school. I don't know when the country is going to open up, but when it does, it's going to open up very slowly. It's going to take a very long time. It may take another month or 2. And being behind closed doors for so long, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself and by other people. And this is kind of what I kind of want to dive down to for tonight's topic, which is people collectively are still not truly understanding the severity of this virus, of this situation. The misconception and the lies that people have been, and by people, I'm talking about politicians, I'm talking about, celebrities, people with big names who has a voice that people listen to, all types of people, from the president to your local governor to your local officials to celebrities, YouTubers, whoever you listen to, even religious officials. And they've been, from January to February, been misidentifying this virus as a strand of the code. And by the way, I told you guys from last episode, I keep a paper in front of me that's taped to my wall that says, "Don't say the C word," and not that C word, but the C word. Starts with C, ends with Rona. Don't say that. I can say any other form of it, but you know. And I'm probably wondering. I mean, I got 2 views, 13 subscribers, 1 comment, technically 3 from my past works of my music instrumentals. I got 7 subscribers on my SoundCloud. I don't think I should be worried about monetization, but when it happens, when I'm eligible, I am not letting them take a cent out of me, telling me, "Hey, I remember, hey, Mr. Rami, remember about 3 years ago, 2020, when you said the word that we told you not to say? Yeah, that was 3 years ago. Take money gone. You're broke. Come on, man. This is not funny anymore. And you know what's not even funny anymore? People collectively being oblivious. That part's not funny anymore. So going back real quick from the whole point is that this virus is not a strand or it's not part of the same it's the same part of the flu. The whole point is people saying, "Oh, it's just like the flu, it has flu-like symptoms." No, it's not. No, it's not. And if you not heard it from anywhere else, you heard it from here, right here in Irami Studios. The COVID-19 has no similarities of the flu. It's closely, if not in the same family as the SARS virus, which hit Eastern Asia really badly in the early 2000s, like 2002, 2003, and 4. Which the main symptoms is your respiratory. You know, it's your respiratory. It affects your lungs. People with SARS and people who have the COVID-19 virus, they're showing the very same symptoms, that it affects the lungs. It's collapsing people's respiratory. It's in a way it's choking people to death. And then you wonder why there's so many officials in different states demanding we need incubators, we need respirators, we need this, we need that, because people are suffering. It's a really bad way, and people with tuberculosis, asthma, people with underlying health issues, especially when it comes regards with the lungs, they're in danger of that, because that's the main thing it does. It shuts down your lungs. It's a respiratory virus. There have been cases where people have died being choked to death or suffocate themselves when they sleep. So this is this is serious. This is not, oh, cough cough, chew chew, sneeze sneeze, I need to go to the doctor's office. This is like serious. And with that, knowing the severity of it and knowing the deception that the officials have been placing on people, "Oh no, it's just a disease. It's just a flu. It's nothing important. Don't worry about it. If you catch it, you'll probably just shake it off." Well, keep telling that to little Timmy, who, freaking Timmy and Tommy, they out here riding their bikes, playing in the playground like it's happy days. Like we ain't going through no pandemic. And that's the whole point of that's like the foundation of tonight's discussion. People being oblivious. And it was even worse like these past 2 weeks, cause last week and this week, last time I checked, supposed to be the peak. It's where it's supposed to peak. the highest. And people out here, people out here going everywhere, chilling, out in the parks together. People in crowds, especially in the cities, in crowds, doing this, doing that, because it's the perception that people were given by the officials that it's not as bad as what people are talking about. And I used to think that in the very beginning. I used to think, hey, it's not that bad. It's just, I was listening. But now, when you start to realize, wait, man, this is not as what people are claiming to be. Nah. And, and that's the whole point. And I truly didn't understand how people as a whole, especially in America, are so oblivious to this. Other countries, they pretty much are on top of it. Reason why is because they hit them, because the virus hit them first. It hit them the hardest, so they have no choice but to react very seriously. Where America, it came to us a little bit later, and it's taking it's taking its time with us, and so we're not taking it seriously. And what I started to realize that from, well, quick switch. Whoop. Welcome to story time. This is where I bring up a nice story that kind of brings back to the whole point I'm talking about. Let's do this. Um, and before I even start, I have to let the people know. I need to let all the people know that when I'm speaking on the microphone, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm bringing it to you rough and raw, no edits. I'm being real. So if I start stumbling upon my words, can't get the words right, hey, that's how it is, baby. I'm just being me. Okay, let's do this. Story time. You know when a story is good when it starts and ends in Walmart. Challenge me. You know a story is about to go crazy if it starts in Walmart. Well, here it is. So about three weeks ago, roughly 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would say maybe the end of March, beginning of April. I was sent to Walmart by my mom to go to Walmart and pick up some coconut milk because we were gonna make we're gonna make some Caribbean black bean and rice. And by the way, if you never had coconut Caribbean black bean and rice, you need to try that. That stuff is off the hook. It's really good. It's like cause like I didn't get the coconut flakes with it, but it calls for coconut milk, coconut flakes, some various seasonings, of course the black beans. So it has that nice ratio of sweetness and savoriness. It screams exotic. It screams the Caribbeans. So that's what I was making. That's what we was making that day. Caribbean. Side note, some people told me it's Caribbean. It's Caribbean. Look, I grew up calling it Caribbean. So I want to say that's how actual Caribbean people say the word. Hey, anyone from the Caribbeans, type down in the comment section and tell me, is it Caribbean or is it Caribbean? How y'all say it? How you guys say it? Is it different between like somebody in Jamaica say it, or from somebody from Barbados, or somebody in Bahamas, somebody in the Virgin Islands? Y'all say differently? Hit me up on the comment sections. So anyway, I go to Walmart. I was sent on a mission. Get some Caribbean. I was on a mission to get the ingredients for Caribbean rice and black beans. My goal was to get 4 cans of coconut milk, 2 big cans of black beans, and some spices. Nothing else. In and out. Now, this was during the beginning of this whole situation with the lockdown and people can't buy tissue, stores were being regulated. It was already at that situation. And normally, me and my mom, what we like to do was go to the stores early in the morning when the stores open, so we can get our stuff and leave and get out. Well, this time we didn't. It was like around 12 o'clock. Now, normally, any true, smart, organized person would know going to the store during the evening, it's not that good, especially during the weekend, because that's where most people go. That's where like the store becomes its most populous. It's best to go early in the morning or even very very late at night where it's not that many people. But then again, who goes to the store very very late at night? Come on now, it's weird. So I go to Walmart. My goal was to get coconut milk, get black beans, and I'm wearing a surgeon mask. I'm wearing a mask and gloves, like we all should. Now this was before I think they made it mandatory. Back then, it was kind of like a requirement. It wasn't a requirement. It was more like a recommendation. It was like, oh, mm, you can wear it if you want to, but nowadays it's like you better wear the mask. So back then it was kind of like if you wore a mask in public, people kind of look at you weird. But nowadays, if you're not wearing a mask, everyone else look at you weird. So here I am wearing a mask and some gloves. I'm going to Walmart, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. So many people in the stores together. Some are huddled. Some can't help to be in contact with others. So many people ain't wearing gloves and masks. I hear just living it up. I hear just chilling, bring their families, their babes, their mans. You know, I hear just having fun almost. And it's amazing in my head, I was saying. Like, I can just feel the oblivious, the the ignorance that I was, feeling. I was like, wow, this is crazy. But I couldn't let that get to me. All I know was keep my distance as best as possible. Don't let no one touch me, and do not let no one cough on me. Get my stuff and go. So I go to the Hispanic aisle where I assume this is where you get the coconut milk and all the spices. So I get there. As I go through that aisle, I say, young man, he's racking stuff on the aisle for, at this time was for Easter, and it was a woman, a older woman by him. They're both employees, and she also stacking. She's kneeling on the ground, stacking things on the floor, stacking things also on the shelves. And I will never forget this part. This old lady, this short old lady, wearing no mask, no gloves, walks up to this woman while she's like on the ground almost, kneeling, putting the stuff on the ground. She walk up to this old lady walk up to this employee, and I'm telling you, the distance between her face, like the difference between like both their faces when they met was like, it was nowhere near a foot. I wouldn't say 1/3 of a foot. It was so close. It was so close, and she was breathing in her face like, can I need to find this and that. Golly, I felt so bad for that woman. You know what, guys? What would you guys do in that situation? We know we're living in pandemic times, and we can't touch, no look, no be near no one, and you just mind your own business. And somebody who act like they don't know what the crap is going on, they living on the rock, and they go up in your face, start breathing in your face, telling you something. What are you gonna do? I need you guys to comment down below in the comment section. I need to hear you guys what y'all gonna say. Y'all gonna um um somebody I asked this question to someone. They said that, oh, for sure, I'll punch that. I'll punch it straight to the to the other aisle. I don't know. I think the very first thing I would do, I would have like addressed her in her face. Hey, yo, homie, ma'am, I don't look. I don't care. Look, you I swear, if I get the virus, I'm coming straight to your place. I'm burning everything up. I'm playing. No, I'm joking. It just I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. It's kind of like it reminds me of I don't know who said this joke, whether it was Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart, and I think it was Kevin Hart, and he said that what would you? He asked the question, like, what would you do if a homeless man ran up to you and like flicked his fingers on your bottom lip, or like he hits your bottom lip with his fingers, and you know his hands are dirty, you know where his hands been, and he just touch them. Uh, I don't like, I don't know what I would do. I'll be the anyway. I feel bad for that lady, and you could just tell that employee, she looks so annoyed. She looks so angry. I would have been angry too. I'm keeping my distance away from her. And after that, after just letting get their situation, I try to like basically phase through them, get away from it, or do some type of Neo Matrix. Ooh, nope. Let me get around this. I go up to that young man who is stocking things on the shelf, who I passed earlier, and I'm all like, "Hey, what's the coconut? I'm looking for the coconut milk." Now, this very moment, this very situation made me realize that when you go to Walmart, don't ever in your life think you can rely on the employees. I'm telling you, you better know exactly where things are in your local Walmart, because if you, I'd rather rely on on another stranger customer before I rely on um the employees. I asked that employee, "What's the coconut milk?" He looked at me like, first he looked at me as if he didn't know what I was saying. Then I said, "Coconut milk." Like, coconut milk? Then he was like, he looked at that lady who just a few minutes ago got defiled by the virus lady, and then she just like, I don't know what a coconut milk is. And he looked at me after she said that. He kind of looked around trying to find it, acting like, or trying to like have some halfway attempt of trying to look for it. And then he gave me the look. He gave me that look of basically, look, I tried my best. You're on your own. He gave me that you're on your own, buddy. I'm sorry. Sorry about you. You can go on your day. That's what he gave me. As if like he didn't want to help me no more. He did the best he could, and he was tired of the situation. The lady ended up taking me to these other employees that were like 2 aisles above. And the young guy follows me. So we go there. I meet these two older couple, not two, a couple. They look like a couple. They kind of look like a couple, but they're two employees. I wouldn't be surprised if they were married, but they were an older employees. And the younger guy asked him, "Hey, can you looking for coconut milk?" The older gentleman, he's like, "Okay, coconut milk." He asked the older lady, who she herself was also stocking things up, and she like, "Oh, coconut milk is up where the milk is." And in my head, I said, "No, no, I'm looking for like coconut milk, like condensed can that you cook with." She all like, and then she kept on saying, "No, yeah, it's up front. It's up front where the milk and the juices is." And he's like, "No, no, coconut milk." She's like, yeah, it's up there." So they having a little bitty argument, and I'm just like, "Bruh, y'all keep me here longer than I need to be. I had a mission, in and out, get my stuff and leave, y'all. I don't want to be out here anymore than I need to. I'm not trying. I'm not catching the freaking Rona." So she got all bitter, got upset. She got up, walking by my way, and I heard her mumbling. I heard a little mumbling at me, telling me, "Ugh, what she gonna do with coconut milk?" Can you believe that? What you gonna do with coconut milk? What you gonna do with coconut milk? Like in my head, in my head, I didn't say anything to her, but in my head, I would have been like, "Which ain't none of your business what I'm gonna do with that coconut milk. You better find my coconut milk." Like what the heck? Oh, like that's what I'm talking about. Like that whole situation just made me mentally. I was like that. After that situation, I lost all energy. I was like, I'm done. I give up. I don't care no more. This you freaking insensitive bigot. You don't understand that people use coconut milk to cook with. Do you understand other dishes? You know, we don't make just eggs and toast with salt. We do wild things. That's why I love about culture. That's why I love to. That's why I love to make different cuisines all over the world because it's so amazing. I'm not out here eating the same thing thinking that's awesome. I mean, I love Southern cooking. Like I love Southern cooking. I love Cajun food. But every now and again, I need to try something that I never grew up eating. So just that whole situation. I was fed up. I was fed up with with everybody walking around here looking like they don't give a crap about coronavirus. Everybody walking around with their phones, talking loud, no mask, no gloves. Telling, oh yeah, my mom go here, give me some of these chips and what you want, this and that. Freaking, you guys, freaking Shaniqua, Shakisha, Felicia, with all her baby kids, with the look like they got the boo boos, with the hoo hoos, looking like I don't know what, touching on every doggone thing. And they look at me upside my head like I got the disease. No, I think you got the disease. So, so that was the whole situation. They ended up taking me around to the back aisle. They ended up taking me back to the back aisle. The older gentleman, he ended up directing me. He was like, "Okay, this is where all the coconut milk will be in." And look what you know, it was in the same place I expected it would be, the Hispanic aisle. And I'm like, well, we can't find it. And the whole entire time, we looked and I was the one that pointed out that the cart that the young man was using to, you know, stack up everything on the shelves, it was blocking all that coconut milk for all the eyes could see. And I'm sitting here like, I went through all that. I went through all of that for nothing, and the coconut milk was right what I thought it was gonna be. I grabbed that coconut milk. I grabbed my black beans and rice. My black beans. I already had the rice, but I grabbed the black beans. Which, by the way, I was pretty much happy I found the black beans because I assumed that pretty much all the canned food things that will be things that dry food, canned food, stuff that will be preserved, that can be preserved and last a long time was gonna be like off the shelves because people out here thinking like we're living in Armageddon. So, but no, I found the black beans. Found the rice. And I was like, yes. I mean, the spice. I found the spice, and I got the heck out of there. And despite the whole coconut milk frenzy, the whole I can't I can't work with these, like I don't have time with these employees. These employees are about as useless as I'll get out. You know, what I kind of realized the most was the ambience. Like I said earlier, in the beginning of this podcast, is the collective feeling that I get from everybody is oblivious, almost carelessness. That despite the fact that we are living in a pandemic, we're living in a really crucial moment. And the fact that you bring all your family members, like you bring in, Like you bringing everybody to Walmart. Come on now, you tell me you can't leave Uncle Louie so he can watch all them kids. You know how it is when you bring your kids to the store. They ask for every single doggone thing in the store, everything, anything. If their eyes look at it, they just want it just to have it. And you get so mad, you in the mess around me and your kids in the store. We have to look at this, and I'm just like, bro, I'm just trying to get to my milk, and you out here doing this. Like you bring everybody in here, and it was kind of ironic. I saw a mom and all her kids come in the store. She wearing a mask and gloves, but the kids ain't wearing none. So I'm just like, I guess she don't give a crap about your kids. I guess she was like, hey, I'm sick of them anyway. Let them get the Rona. So the whole point is that even because that situation was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now it's much more serious. It's much more. I feel like people now more people now are taking it seriously than they did 3 weeks ago, which is good progress. But because of 3 weeks ago, America is now the leading cases. We now take the lead of having the most cases, and if we don't stop soon, we're about to overtake Italy in the highest amount of deaths. Simply because people are not taking it seriously enough. People, and it's not all their fault, because like I said earlier, that they mostly heard from the very beginning, just like me, that oh, it's not that serious, just the flu. People are taking it out of proportions, and so people think like that, and they end up getting it. And there's some people who they think that oh, just because I live in a nice house, just because I live in a nice house, or just because I go to church every single day, or just because I eat healthy, which is the good thing. And that the eating healthy part, that's a good way to, that's good. Keep doing that. But it's like they think that just because you're doing this and that, or you live this and that, or just because I live in a small town, just because you live in a small town, it's never gonna get you. Because then you become, like I said earlier, you become ignorant. Like, oh, it's cool. You become ignorant of that. You become arrogant. Like, it's not gonna touch me until it does. And that's the whole point. Is that you had to look at history. That I'm making an argument that um this pandemic is the first pandemic, might be for the first time in human history, or for a very, very long time. This is the first pandemic where we as human society are now becoming, instead of reactive, we're becoming proactive. And the difference between proactive and reactive is that looking at the past, looking at like people during the bubonic plague, the Justinian plague, the yellow fever, the Spanish flu, and let's go on. People were reactive of it, meaning that by the time that people as a whole buckled down and said, "Let's get serious. Let's take proactive measures," it was too late. Half their population was already dead. It was way too late. The society was already bad. Like so many plagues in society throughout history have been so bad that it changed the course of the society. Like for example, Europe before the Black Death, Europe had its own way of cleanliness, how it conducted itself, and all of it. The Black Death was so bad for Europe that it didn't just lasted in the 12th century. I mean the 14th century. It lasted all the way up to the 18th century. And it was so bad. It devastated Europe so bad that it legit changed the way how Europe had to do things forever. And you look back at so many diseases, so many plagues have changed the course on society forever. to the point where it just. But now things are different now. We're doing things now, or the government, the society, whatever, they're doing things now where we're trying to take we're trying to take precautionary measures before it gets bad, so we can have a chance not to end up like the people from the past. But it's not gonna help if if you eat, if people have, if people are, I should say, misguided. When you have all this, we have so much misinformation going around. Because it's stressful. It causes stress. The fact that I'm wearing gloves and a mask, and people look at me. This was 3 years ago. People, I mean, not 3 years ago. My bad. 3 weeks ago, when this was happening, people look at me like, "Oh, are you sick? Why are you wearing this? That's weird. You look weird." And now 3 weeks later, everybody's wearing a mask, and the ones that don't, they are the ones that look weird because it's not funny anymore. It's not, you know, to be oblivious and to act like you're living under a rock, or even worse, act like, because there's some people who think the virus does not exist. No, the virus, like the coronavirus, does not exist. It's a hoax. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. Don't believe in the the Rona virus. Don't believe in it. You don't have to believe in the virus, but just know the virus believes in you. And it knows you. It knows your family. It's coming straight for you. Hopefully it's not. I'm just playing. Godly, let me take a minute. I'm trying to think. Did I say the C word anytime soon? Somebody in the comment section tell me if I said C word. If I did, oh godly, YouTube is gonna be all over me in 3 years' time or whatever. I'm telling you, as soon as I get the day I become successful on this whole podcast series, 3 years later, YouTube gonna look back on this video and be like, "Hey, what have we told you? Please no, take it away." The point I'm trying to tell people is, I'm not telling people to be paranoid, be extreme with it, do things that other people have, like go to the stores and buy all the toilet tissue because you're afraid that the toilet tissue gonna run out. But it's kind of ironic because you buying out all the toilet tissue because you are afraid that's gonna run out. You are the reason why it runs out. I feel like we wouldn't be in this situation if people work together as a community. If people come together as one, like your neighborhood, your local neighborhood, your local churches, or wherever organizations you're in, if you're together as one, and like, hey, okay, we're under this pandemic. Instead of going through this pathetic, petty, desperate, primitive way of survival, like it's me, survival for the fittest. Come on now, are we not? Are we? We're too advanced. We're too advanced. We're too smart. We're too intelligent to simply fall into desperate instincts of survival. Me. It's all about me. Survival for the fittest. No, come on now. That's stupid. It will be so much beneficial if people would come down as a community and say, hey, you guys, let's calm down. Let's take a minute. Let's all work together for social distancing. Let's not go crazy. Don't buy too much tissue. Just be cool with it. But the fact that everybody's being so selfish, they don't think about everyone else. They don't think about everyone else. They think about themselves. Well, I mean, I understand. You gotta care about your family, but if you just buy all this stuff up, then what about other people's families? They got children. They got mouths to feed. It's the form of greed. The form of, and that's the whole point about being oblivious, and not even falls into being oblivious about other people's needs. You had to take to account that there's people in this country alone that don't even have homes to be quarantined in. And I don't know where they are. Either they're still trapped outside, or they're being forced in some shelter situation, people who don't have food, who don't have gloves, who don't got sanitizers, who can't even afford. There's people who can't even afford hand sanitizer, let alone try to fight other people to get it. So I feel like we need to take this time to think about others, to help other people. Because if we continue to fall into this trap, that this trap of, oh crap, it's a pandemic, oh no, it's a natural disaster, oh no, Armageddon, it's time to go crazy, go panicking, then we're gonna end up like Mad Max. But instead of killing each other and forming into gangs and clans to fight for gasoline, we're out here killing each other for tissue and sanitizer. Because the gas is cheap out here. That's probably the only good thing. I'm not telling no one to be afraid. I've been reading this comment. I've been reading this comment. There was a quote that said that fear spreads faster than disease, and could be way more dangerous. That's true. I highly agree with that. I highly agree with that. Because so much misinformation and lies can be spread so much faster and so much quick to everyone that it can you bring people lives at jeopardy. And because of that, that misinformation and the fear of the unknown, the fear of what this could happen. Could this be the end of the world, or could this be our modern bubonic plague, or whatever it is? It can bring people into, like I said, it brings people into panic zone. People are in their houses, forced to be in their houses with family members that they never really had they never had a good relationship with, and they end up tensions are high, fights happens, and even worse, violence. Um, we're living in a crucial time, and you know, going going more into the idea of togetherness, coming in together as a community. We need to come together more as a family. You know, I'm telling you, like before this coronavirus, how many times, how many of us have unstable relationships with family members? Maybe there's a mom or a dad that we don't see eye to eye. We don't have the best relationship, and oftentimes what kind of keeps us from at each other's throats is that he goes to work, I go to school, or I do this, I do that. Just keep it away from each other as much as possible, because people was probably away from home a lot more. But the fact that now they're stuck at home with people who their relationship is not the best, it gets worse. Take this time to take this time to build bridges. Take this time that you have to squash the beef, to build a relationship with your family if you have any. Now's the time to finally get together and say, hey, we've been at each other's throats for so long. Now it's time to, can we truce? Fresh start? Hello, my name is so and so. I feel like people we tend, as society, we become too busy. We become too preoccupied with the busy life of this world. We go to work, we go to school, we go this, we party, we do this, everything. I have that grind. It's all about the grind. It's all about the hustle. It's all about the work. I got that goal. You know, I got my own family. I got work. I got to worry about myself. Busy, busy, busy. Work, work, work. I don't got time for this. He calls me, but I don't want to call him right now. I'll pick up. I'll call him later. We keep putting things off. This is a good time to look at each other and be like, hey, it's time to build relationships that, if they were not built, needs to be built now. Because you may never have an opportunity again. You may never have another opportunity to, you know, talk with your loved ones, talk with your mother. Because I'm telling you, as soon as this whole entire lockdown is lifted and people can finally go back and do what they normally do, then it's back to normal life, back to the daily hustle, back to the grind, back to being busy and putting all your loved ones to the side, expecting. The biggest mistake that people do, that we all do, is that we often we often think that our families are going to be there whenever we need them to be there, whenever we want them to be there. But that's not the case. That's the biggest illusion. Cause if we don't build bridges now, if we don't come together now, if we don't work together as a family, as a community, as a unit, then you don't know what life will take you. You don't know what future in stores. There's too many people right now in this who walks on this planet who have regret on their shoulders. Who like, you know what? I wish I would have called him and say, "Hey, I love you. I'm sorry." We often regret the things that we wish we would have did. It's too late. So don't be that person who ends up regretting in the future that, hey, I should have said something to him. I should say, hey, I should have squashed the beef. 'Cause it's not good ending it. It's not good ending in bad terms, especially if you're separated by death. That's not good. Cause at least you know if you end it out on bad terms and one day y'all can come back and say, hey, truce. Because no true normal person is gonna hold grudges for years. I find that almost impossible. That's very hard to hold a grudge, a specific grudge against someone for years to come. That's kind of hard. That's really hard. Every day, every single day, for 40 years, I'm still hating you for what you did 40 years ago? Come on now. Squash the beef. Take this time to be with your family, to love your family, to reconcile with your family. They may not be perfect. No one's perfect. But they're your family, and you can't sell them. You can't sell them off to get a fresh new family. They're your family, whether you like it or not. The least you can do is build some type of alliances with them. I'm not saying you have to love them, but have some type of truce. Hey, you're different. I can't change you. I'm different. You can't change me. But hey, let's agree that we're different and be allies with that. Cause you have to, especially if you're gonna be stuck up in this house together. So the point is to not have fear. Do not be fearful. Don't be paranoid. But to be oblivious, to be ignorant, is very reckless. It's to be very reckless and to be very irresponsible. So that's pretty much all I have to say on this whole entire. That's my entire spiel on this whole entire pandemic. My bad, pandemic that we're living in currently. Um, that's probably the biggest thing. Is looking out for one another, caring for one another. Because right now, when you stuck in this house, nowhere else to go, you got to understand. You got to like find some ways to ease tension. If both of you get hot headed, get angry, one guy go to the room, the other guy go to the other room, or one guy go to the corner, the other guy go to the corner, and just breathe and breathe. Cause the worst thing is to let tensions high. It's to let tensions high. This is where you guys need each other the most, and you guys need to hype each other the most. If it gets to a point where, hey, I need some chill time, hey, Find a corner, like I said, find a corner and just kind of be to yourself mentally. Meditate, pray, or do something. Read, play games. I don't know. But it's not worth the fighting. It's not worth the violence. It's not worth um depriving people the right to wipe their butts when they gotta use it. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Billy out here in the streets picking leaves off of trees. Cause you guys are hoarding it all. He has to wipe his hands with bleach and chemicals under the sink because you guys took a hold of his hand sanitizer. Come on, you guys. Anyway, I believe that on that note, that ends tonight's journey. That ends tonight's episode. Yeah. Wow. And you guys, like I tell you guys last episode, I want you guys to stay safe, be careful, and as always, I'm just a black man with a microphone. It's not even that serious. Peace.